This is going to be some next level stuff. So a lot of you are not going to be able to do this. It takes some experience. It takes some having control of your emotion. It takes having some long game, thinking long term, and thinking about what's important to you. So what do? You're leveling up as a man. You're trying to find a high value woman. You're not having success. What do I do in that situation? I can't always find a high value woman. I date women who seem to have more of a preponderance of personal problems than others. And anybody who's been dating said, yeah, you're going to run into that. You're going to run into that. So it's okay. There's going to be difficulties. There's going to be difficulties maybe in getting together and communication and what's going on in her life. She's going to come to you with lots of problems that seem to be stuff that she created herself. And she's going to want to talk to you about those problems and involve you in in these problems. And that's what you're going to experience. To some degree, this is what it's going to be. There's going to be logistics issues and what you said and that thing you did and this all these problems, all these things that need discussions that to men just seem like distractions and wastes of time. Mostly it's things she's invented and she's testing you and she's this and that. A lot of the stuff I discussed on the channel. But if you have that stoic nature, if you've developed that, if you can detach yourself from her problems, so you can date that type of a person and have it work out to your advantage. Why? Because you get more free time. And if you can learn to detach and be too busy to deal with her problems and not get involved, you can work out. You could go out for a fun evening. You can still have relations in the bedroom, doing stuff together and creating a team. You can forget about all that. You don't have to think about all that. But you can have that good night out occasionally, and you can have the relations in the bedroom and occasionally. You get to have that bit of femininity here and there. And then when she's causing the problems, and then there's a lot of issues and all the stuff that her feminine nature is leaning her towards, that road that's taking her down. You don't have to go down that road with her. A lot of guys feel like, oh, I got to talk to her about her problems. Oh, I got to be there for her. Oh, I got to discuss these things with her. No, you really don't. It turns out it doesn't get you any points. It doesn't get you anywhere. She may end up losing respect for you because you got so much time to talk about her problems with her. So I don't do that. I'll date someone who, for all intents and purposes, is a handful. But I won't put my hands out there to hold everything. I just hold those two things. A fun evening out and an evening where we end up in the bedroom. Everything else, I don't really place a lot of importance on. So she comes to me with her problems. She's got an issue with what I said the other night or what I did. And I know it's just not a problem. I quickly exit. It's just a polite thing to do. Hey, I got to take this call. I got to get back to work. I got a meeting. I got a project I'm working on. You don't have to lie. You should be doing this stuff. You should have projects you're working on. You should not have time to discuss any of the issues like this that often come up and that exactly what I'm talking about. We waste a lot of time. Oh, logistics. Are you going to be there? I'll be here at this. It takes 5, 10 phone calls to do anything. I'm there. I'm running late. I'm this and that. I got so-and-so called me. I got to help her. I can't. A whole slew of nonsense you're dealing with sometimes every day. All kinds of problems that they've created and tell me about them and try to involve me. I'm going to try to punish you by not getting together. I'm going to deny you. I was like, okay, I just exit. I don't deal with that. Hey, I enjoyed getting to know these women who are like this. And I've been able to develop more as a person who has more control over their emotions and what happens in their life. What happens is guys usually get completely wrapped up in these problems that this is, what's coming out in the testing and the pulling away and the coming forward and the pulling away. And, the text messages and the weird slow to react and then quick to react and then the problems and then what is she actually doing this weekend if she's not with me? All these things. Yeah, I just don't think about them. And I have a good time when I'm with that person. And when they try to slow down my life with lots of problems, I'm busy. I don't really have time for that. So I gracefully exit like a gentleman because I have other stuff going on. I politely excuse myself. So this is what you could do. Do not dive into dating someone who has a lot of problems if you don't have control of your emotions and you can't detach and you can't step back and you can't avoid getting involved in their problems because the inertia of it will suck you in like the tide of an ocean. And next thing you're way out to sea with the sharks and the whales and it's not going to work out for you. Don't just go for that. Oh, John can do it. I can do it. No, it takes a lot of vigilance to date someone with a lot of problems like this. Yeah, you want to avoid it, but still you want to go out and have fun and enjoy your life and not let year and year go past when you're not having a date. Having some feminine energy, even if it's attached to a lot of problems, can be a lot of fun. And she can have fun too. It's not about taking advantage of each other. It's like trying to get along for a little while and have some good times while you're on the planet. Everything isn't so serious. Everything isn't such a tragedy. And there aren't really as many problems as she's trying to relay to you or dump on you or get you involved in. It's all smoke and mirrors. So if you're going to date someone like this, you need to be able to be confident that you can pull back and she's going to cancel weekends. She's going to cancel trips. She's going to be highly emotional and have problems with things you did and misunderstand. She's going to want you to explain stuff. Ah, that's the one. You misunderstand. Let me explain. Yeah. If you do that kind of stuff, stay away. Do not date a woman who's this kind of a challenge. You're going to be tempted to because usually hand in hand with all that drama and problems is a very pretty girl. Yeah, she's usually super pretty. So you're going to be attracted to that. But if you can't handle what's going on with the emotions, and if you can't handle the problems and the distractions she's going to load on, the testing is going to be epic. The prettier she is, the more she's going to test you and pull back and come to you and then pull back and be hard to get to and cancel and do all this stuff. If you can turn that into, hey, that's more free time for me to do my projects, to man up. I'll put in an extra day at the gym this weekend. I'll get a sauna. I'll stop by that place I want to go and try their food. You do this stuff. Oh, I'm going to watch this movie I meant to watch and get a nice relaxing break without any drama or issues. And then I'm going to get right back to work in the morning. And if you could turn this into being super productive, which is generally what I do. I go, like, oh, she can't make it. Nah, too bad. Oh, she's testing me. Oh, yeah. She's going to ignore me for a month. Oh, okay. I call other people. I call my friends. I've never once had a woman cancel. I got a concert. I've got tickets. A fun dinner at a place. I just call up other people and I say, hey, what are you doing? Meet me here. I got this. Hey, I got tickets for blah blah blah. My friend couldn't come. Blah blah blah. And I go with them. I have a great time. You have to have that kind of a life where you can turn, like it doesn't affect you. It's like, oh, okay, you're kind of crazy and you're in love with your problems. That's no problem. You can't make it, no problem. We'll get together another time. What? You're not going to flip out? You're not going to give her the joy of being irritated by, the sudden change of plans and the testing and all that? Yeah, okay. We'll get together soon. You have a great night. Yeah, I've had all kinds of testing and all kinds of stuff like that, and part of you is like feels bad for her because she's like, "What is it?" But she's doing what she wants, she wants that drama and testing and, that's she's doing what she wants. Let her do her thing. But you, above all, must maintain frame and do your thing. So the advanced people in the tribe, you can do this. Don't give up on dating. Date the ones. Just emotionally detach. Do not engage. If you can 100% or close to 100% avoid discussion, or if you step into that ring, that's the MMA ring, where she's the best fighter. You're just getting a start. She's the pro at that. If you could avoid getting into that ring and grappling, is that like you're emotionally grappling in her MMA ring? If you could avoid that, you could date some girls who are gonna be a challenge with all their problems, and they're super pretty. Yeah, you can do that. But it can be emotionally tiring unless you really have that experience and you really know what you're doing. Because you let your guard down. She's a pro, especially she's pretty. She's been doing this to a lot of dudes. She's a real pro at it. She'll entice you into that ring. She's like, "Come on, so, you can trust me. We're just gonna hang out in the ring. We're just gonna hang out here." And you're like, "Oh, okay, she's really pretty. I'm gonna do what she wants." And you're gonna step into that ring. She's gonna put you in the chokehold. She'll take you down. So really, this is advanced dating. I would avoid if you're seeing tons of red flags and she's got dumping problems on you and it's really difficult to get together and she's constantly misinterpreting and doing strange stuff with communications and text messages. Yeah, that you're gonna be confused, you're gonna wonder, you're gonna wanna talk to her to see what's going on, all these mistakes, I just don't do. You're gonna write little super long text messages. We've all made that mistake. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. You should have fun. You should be able to see what's out there, have dating experiences. Everyone doesn't have to be perfect. You're not perfect. So in some respects, you can date someone with some problems. It's okay. We all have problems. But I'm talking about next level stuff, and they're very difficult and usually very pretty. So if you're able to do what I've described in this video, hey, it could work out for you because you're gonna have a lot more time to level up. You'll have contact, you'll get to experience the femininity or some kind of hint of that, and then you're going to have a lot more space to focus on yourself. If you're able to detach yourself from her problems, what she's bringing up, what she's accusing you of, what she wants you to discuss, and avoid discussion. If you can avoid discussion gracefully, be kind and be a gentleman. She really needs you or needs to talk to you about something, and that's not constant. It's not every week. Be a good person, but do not get sucked into her world and her problems. Always focus on yourself until you find that exceptional woman. I hope you got something out of this. This is a different one. And I want to try to give you content that may not be like everybody else's, that's going to give you a deeper insight into things and really bring you into the times and what's possible here and what's some experiences I've been able to gather to help you because you're probably going through the same thing. All right, everyone. Subscribe to I love it. Mumbling through that. Subscribe. Please join us if you'd like. And we'd love to have you along. Hit this button right here, a little red one with my face in it, and I'll help you subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you in the next one.